This is Jeopardy! Please welcome today's contestants. Player 1.
Yeah.
Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny. Hi, folks, and welcome. Good luck. Let's start the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. 21st century history. Name that planet. Music class. TV MDs. You picked a fine time. And, yo, Jimmy. Player 1, you start us off. In 2001, she became the first First Lady to win elective office, becoming a senator from New York. Let's hear it, Player 1. Use the Wii remote or press the corresponding direction on the plus control pad. That's correct. You again, Player 1. This 2005 hurricane was the costliest natural disaster in U.S. history. It's Player 1. Good. Please pick again. Benedict XVI succeeded this pope as head of the Roman Catholic Church in 2005. Okay, Player 1. That's it. You get to pick again, Player 1. This cabinet-level department, established in 2002, includes FEMA, the Coast Guard, and Customs. Yes, Player 1. Yep. Player 1, you pick a... In 2004, 7 countries that were once Soviet allies were admitted as new members of this military alliance. It's Player 1. Good for you. Player 1, back to you. Christian Huygens wrote about this planet's rings back in 1659. Yes, Player 2. Yeah! You are correct. Choose again, Player 2. Instrument-laden rovers landed on this planet in 2004. Let's hear it, Player 1. Right. Player 1. The great red spot on this planet is actually a giant storm. Okay, Player 1. Right. Player 1, back. A year on this planet is 88 days long. Player 2. Yeah! That's correct. Select again. In the wake of a recent demotion, this is now the outermost planet. It's Player 1. Yes. Choose again, Player 1. On sheet music, this sign identifies the second line of the staff as the G above middle C. Player 3. Yeah! You got it. We return to you, Player 3. The name of this section of an orchestra comes from the Latin for a beating. Okay, Player 1. That is correct. Player 1, pick again. Kelly?
The guitarist here is playing one of these, defined as a combination of 3 or more notes.
Yes, player 1. Good. Select again. You may have studied these Chopin pieces, whose name is French for studies. Let's hear it, player 3. Yes. You again, player 3. Rachmaninoff wrote one on a theme of Paganini. Gershwin wrote one in blue. Okay, player 2. Correct. Player 2, back to you. J.D., Turk, and Dr. Cox have practiced on this series. Player 1. Right you are. Player 1. Maria Bello and Sherry Stringfield are among the many who doctored up this long-running NBC show. Let's hear it, player 2. Right. Player 2, back to you. Doctors Lisa Cuddy and Allison Cameron have roamed Princeton Plainsboro Hospital with this acerbic title doc. Yes, player 2. Hey, you're right.
Yeah!
Please pick again. Dr. Kavanaugh, the first name would give things away, was a Boston M.E. with a checkered past on this drama. It's player 1. That's right. Way to go. You get to pick again. We dig forensic anthropologist Dr. Temperance Brennan on this Fox drama. Okay, player 3. Correct. We return to you, player 3. Deion Sanders knows this term for the evening hours when the largest audience is available for TV. Player 2. Yes. Select again. Estimated at around 30 years, it's accepted as the average period between birth of parents and their offspring. Let's hear it, player 3. That is correct. You again, player 3. The time just before sunset or after sunrise on a movie set, or a former LA Lakers late-night talk show. It's player 3. Good.
Yeah!
Choose again, player 3. We had pleasant sensations learning about the era of this, which covered President Monroe's 2 terms. Yes, player 2.
Yeah!
Right you are. Please pick again, player 2. This longest division of geologic time doesn't have a fixed period. In astronomy, it's 1 billion years. It's player 1. Yes. Player 1, pick again. In the comics, Jimmy Olsen was this hero's cub reporter pal. Yes, player 2.
Yeah!
That's right. Way to go. Player 2, you pick again. A book by former President Jimmy Carter compared Israel's treatment of Palestinians to this policy of white South Africa. Let's hear it, player 3. You get to pick again. It's the Daily Double. Player 3, you're in last place, but here's an opportunity to catch up. How much are you going to wager, Player 3? Here is your clue. From 1957 to 1971, Jimmy Hoffa was the president of this labor union. Congratulations, you've moved up to second place. Player 3. The Jimmy was a popular SUV from this American automaker. Player 2. Hey, you're right. Let's have a look at the $1,000 clue. He's Jerry Lee Lewis's famous evangelist cousin. Okay, Player 2. That's correct. Player 2 is going first in the Double Jeopardy round, which starts after this. Clues are worth $400 to $2,000 in these categories: American history, book learning, jazz nicknames, old, odd, and obscure words, nature study, and let's visit India. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 2, you make the next selection as we continue. This famous transaction in 1803 doubled the territory of the U.S. Player 1? You got it. Player 1, back to you for our next selection. In the 1760s, he and Charles Mason used milestones to mark the boundary line between Maryland and Pennsylvania. Let's hear it, Player 2. That is correct. We return to you, Player 2. The Watergate scandal led to the resignation of this U.S. president in 1974. It's Player 2. Right. Choose again, Player 2. In the 1830s, some 4,000 members of this Indian tribe died during a forced march known as the Trail of Tears. Okay, Player 1. That's it. Player 1, back to you for our next selection. Here's Kelly.
In Portsmouth, New Hampshire, you can still see the home of this real-life orator, who in a famous story out-argues the devil.
Yes, Player 1. That is correct. You again, Player 1. Her Little Women appeared in 1868. A mere 127 years later, her A Long Fatal Love Chase arrived. It's Player 3. Good for you. You get to pick again. In addition to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, he wrote an 1887 story on the Civil War, North against South. Okay, Player 2. Yeah, good. Select again. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others, in a 1945 book by this author. Yes, Player 2. Yep. Player 2, you pick again. In 1840, he hit a bumpo in the road and penned The Pathfinder. Let's hear it, Player 3. Yes. Please pick again, Player 3. Answer, the first of the Daily Doubles. Player 3, you are currently in last place. And the Daily Double clue. In 1863, this Russian wrote The Cossacks, a short novel based on his travels with the army. You are now in first place. Player 3, pick again. Edward Ellington. Player 1. Yeah! Correct. Player 1, back to you. Charlie Parker. Okay, Player 1. Right. We return to you, Player 1. John Burks Gillespie. Yes, Player 1. Good. Please pick again, Player 1. Thomas Wright Waller. Let's hear it, Player 1. That's correct. Choose again, Player 1. Woo! Answer, the second Daily Double. You're currently tied with Player 3. Decide on your wager, Player 1. And the clue, Julian Adderley. Congratulations, you're still in first, Player 1. Player 1, you pick again, please. There's no beating around this archaic term for a wine shop or tavern. Player 2. You are correct. You get to pick again, Player 2. It really burns me up that febrific means having one of these. It's Player 3. Correct. Select again. Lacrimiform literally means shaped like this. Okay, Player 3. Yes. Player 3, back to you. A thurible is an ornamental container in which this is burned during a religious ceremony. Let's hear it, Player 2. Good. You again, Player 2. Wynton Marsalis should know that to bisonate means to blow this horn, his specialty. It's Player 3. That's right, way to go. Player 3, pick again. An oil called urushiol causes skin irritation when you brush up against this three-leafed plant, Rus radicans. Yes, Player 2.
Yeah!
Good for you. Player 2, back, and I'll hand it off to Kelly.
These spore-producing plants are among the Earth's most ancient. Some species date back more than 300 million years.
Player 2. Correct. Player 2, back to you. Like fish, Mushrooms have these, but in a mushroom, they're where the spores are produced. It's player 2. Yes. Player 2. The northern fur species of this migrates from its breeding grounds in Alaska's Pribilof Islands to California. Yes, player 2. Yes. Player 2, back to you. The freshwater peach blossom type of this sticky coelenterate is making a comeback in China's Jilin Lake. Let's hear it, player 3. That is correct. We return to you, player 3. Northern India is the birthplace of this religion started by Siddhartha. Okay, player 3. Right.
Yeah!
Choose again, player 3. Under the East India Company and then the government, this country ruled most of India until 1947. Player 2. That's correct. Player 2. In India, a mahout is a keeper of these animals. Let's hear it, player 2.
Yeah!
That's correct. Please pick again, player 2. Eden Gardens in Calcutta is the world's largest stadium for this sport, popular in India. Player 3. Right.
Ah.
Here's the $2,000 clue. He was India's first prime minister. Yes, player 2. You got it. I'll see you all for Final Jeopardy in just a moment. Here comes the Final Jeopardy, players. The category is this: poets. Please enter your wager. Each direction on the plus control pad represents a different response. Press a direction to select an answer. And now the last clue. Fired from a job for laziness, he wrote, "I lean and loaf at my ease, observing a spear of summer grass." Did you come up with the correct response? With that correct response, you will gain What did you say? And this correct response will add how much to your score? What did you put as your response? And that correct response will add...
Woo!
Congratulations to you, player 1. Thanks for playing, everybody. See you next time.